morning, I'm Clare Turner Marshall and you are watching ClareTM TV. Welcome to this week's episode. It is a pleasure to have you here, and if you've not watched before, well, you're in for a great episode today. What I want to bring to you today are 10 key things that you can do differently today in your financial life. 10 things that are going to make a big difference to your financial status overall. What I find with a lot of my clients is that they miss the really small little things, and it's all those small little things added together that make a big difference overall. What I want you to do today is I want you to go and quickly grab a pen and paper and pause this if you need to, so you can jot down the 10 key, simple little changes that you can make today that are going to change what's going on with your finances. So let's kick off with number 1. Have you actually got any financial goals? Have you got written down? If you have, I've got my financial goals up on the wall in front of me in my office. So every morning, the first thing that I do is read through those goals. So I've got them imprinted in my brain. I've got my RAS filter completely tuned in to these goals. So continually, I know what I'm looking for. If you don't know what a RAS filter is, watch my video from last week. It explains all about that. Second, do you have a spending plan? The one thing that I find most with my clients is that they come to me and they say, Claire, I kind of think I'm earning enough money and, I should be with what I've got coming in every month, but I never seem to have enough money to do the things that I really want to do. Well, when was the last time that you sat down and really looked at all of your spending and worked out a plan for all of it? Because you probably find that there's lots of money you're spending on things that really you don't need to spend on. It's quite common for you and your spouse to be doubling up with things. I've come across that quite often with two partners where they don't bring their finances together and one of them is paying for something and the other one's paying for exactly the same thing, and yet neither of them knows. The last person that I had that with, there was enough for them to go on a weekend away with the money that we saved, and a really, really nice weekend away. Okay, next tip. So, resist some of these kinds of retail offers. When we go into stores nowadays, they tend to offer us cards for the store and incentives to do it. Well, that's all well and good, but these type of credit agreements normally carry really quite high annual percentage rates and high fees. So stick to the next tip, which is getting a credit card that has some kind of reward attached to it that you're going to use. So for example, Nectar's around quite a lot nowadays. So grab yourself a Nectar credit card, because for example, if you buy your fuel on a Nectar credit card, you get double reward points for that, and overall it makes quite a difference. So if you save them all year, which is what I do, I think before Christmas last year I had about £500 worth of Nectar reward points on my card, just from being savvy, using some of the tokens again that they give me when I go into the store, and making sure that when I do these things, they work for me. So that was kind of 2 tips in one there. So the first one was avoid retail offers, and the second one was look at reward type credit cards that can benefit your overall financial status in each year. Okay, next tip. So track your spending. You might have noted that I put a post on Facebook over the weekend that said that if you're spending £10 a day on nothing of any importance, that's like £3,600 odd per year that you are wasting. It's easy to go into Starbucks nowadays and just grab yourself a coffee and maybe a quick sandwich and maybe a cake or Costa or one of them. It's easy for us to go and spend that amount of money every single day on nothing of importance and then complain that we don't have the money to spend on the things we really want to spend it on. So monitor, what are you spending? Little book, write everything down for 30 days, every single item, and what that will do is show you what your spending habits are. Okay, let's look at the next one. So, next one. Do your research on items before you buy things. There's a great little app on the iPhone and on most Androids and those types of phones that you can download that's red laser, that you can literally zap the barcode on anything and it will tell you the best place that you can go and buy that item from. So we live in a world nowadays where there's a huge amount of competition out there. So get savvy with your spending, because you could get things a whole lot better price than you're paying for them at the moment. You just need to do a bit of research. And then the next thing that you need to do is ask. So don't accept the price that's there. Ask, can you do a better deal? The worst that is going to happen here is they're going to say, no, we can't. That's the best deal. But if you ask the question, then guess what? You got to find out if you could get a better price. Okay, next tip. So the next tip is, have you got just one income stream, 2 income streams, 3 income streams, 4, 5? 5 is what I teach my clients to have, because ideally you don't want all eggs in one basket. We live in a world today where things are constantly changing, and that includes our income, because the price of everything changes continually at the moment. So the key thing for you to do is have more than one income stream. If you're not sure how to create that, well then check out some of my other videos where I'm telling you all about that. Okay, final thing. If you are in debt, then deal with it. Make a list of all the debts that you have, highest paying interest to the lowest paying interest, and also in order of the smallest debt to the highest debt. Hit the smallest debt first and also the highest paying interest debt. Get that cleared off and then reduce them down. Because when you don't know what you don't know about your financial situation, you don't know how to make it any better. And most importantly, if you don't pay attention to it, it's not going to change. It's going to stay exactly the same as it is. So those were 10 key tips for you to go out there and take some action on today. Tell us how you got on with those tips. Pop some comments in the box below or subscribe. These videos come out every single week and everybody that I talk to finds them really, really helpful. So if you found this video helpful, then please share it to somebody else that you think might love it too. Have an awesome week. And whatever you do in this week, be phenomenal, because why would you be any less? I'll catch you on next week's episode. Bye-bye.